of the most common usages for branding is searching for your assets. So we've improved the experience by a lot. So if I come here and say logo and search, you land on this page, new and improved search page. You see you have pagination down here. You can filter your assets by type. So if I come here and say show me the SVGs only, or the SVGs and images, and you can see your list in different orders, date created, and you can switch between the list and grid views. So yeah, this should make searching a little bit easier. And if you come back to your assets, and I'm going to switch back to edit mode, and you add tags to your assets, like say website, and let's say fancy. Save that. Let's go to logos, and I edit this and say give it a tag of fancy. You see, get your tags there, and you can manage tags here and change colors. For instance, say fancy, give that maybe a purple, pink, and website gives that green. So yeah, so once you have your colors, your assets tagged, and you go back to search, and I can now filter by the different tags that are available, like so yeah, search is better now with improved tags and like the improved experience. So give it a try. Another thing we get asked a lot on our Canny pages is an ability to make the fonts text customizable, and now you can come in here and say very hard 1, 2, 3 dot comma, and you have something custom there. So that is the one part, but the other part is if you have fonts of a similar name but different weights, like I do here with Montserrat, I can come here, and when I edit one of them, I edit all of them, which is very cool. The other thing we get asked a lot about is how can I do something custom, put like a custom file or asset that I can maybe download and stuff like that. Let me introduce you to the card component. Switch back to edit mode, click add card there. So the card component is a sort of a general catch-all component. You can do a few things with it. By default, just has text and title there, but the other cool thing here is you can come in here and do asset settings, and down here you see you get an option to have it open a link. So if I drop in a link in there and save, you see now you get a chance to open it in a new tab. I do that, it will open my Figma page like so. But you can also have it do something like else, like download. So if I come here and say attach a file, and I pick something like that. So imagine this could be like a press doc or some sort of PDF that you want to be downloadable easily from the page there. And I'm going to remove the link here and save. You see now get a download option. You click that, it downloads the file that you just uploaded. Yeah. That's here. As you can see, they have a preview there, so you can come in here to asset settings and click to set a custom preview if you have one. So I could like add an URL for an image there, or I could just upload one. And now that becomes my card media like so. I can also have it fill that space instead of fit, so it takes all the space there. Another thing we can do with cards here is we can change their color. So if you don't like the gray one, you can use the dark variant, the card. Yeah, so that is the defaults. Now the other cool thing about cards is they adapt to different layouts and different contexts. So for instance, if I switch this layout here, 3-column grid like so, you'll see now it takes up that full space of the grid. And also I can come to the card itself and say make this full width, but also give me like a media only version. So you see you get this new look now. If it's full width and it's media only, the text is gone and it shows you in this nice. So you could use this at the top of the page as a sort of way to introduce people to your page, or to just link to an asset, or download a file, of course, like I said. The other cool thing about full width cards like so is you can make these videos. You can do that simply. Let me duplicate this one and go to settings, and I can come in here and replace this with video like so. And yeah, you'll see if you uploaded a video, it will detect a video there and show a play button. You click that, it will show the video in this large preview. Now the same thing also if I come in back here and remove that, and I can also paste the YouTube URL in there, and the same thing if I save this and I click play.
The term changeably with logo design.
So yeah, that's another cool way to use this as showing the videos on the pages. If you used Brandy before, you know that you can actually add embed your videos from YouTube by pasting a YouTube URL there like so, another video asset. Now the other thing we're adding here is directly for Figma assets. So while you could use a card with a link and preview to take it to Figma, because Figma is a common use case, we're adding support for Figma embed directly on Brandy. So if you come click here and go to Figma, you can then paste your Figma URL in there. So process it. You can see, wait for the preview to show there if you want. You see this is the preview, and then you say add Figma asset. It will show up there, and you can click to preview it like so. And like before, you can come in here and say customize this and just upload what's generated. So by default it will generate what your design looked like in a snapshot, and also you see it grabs the name of your design there, but you can come in here and customize those like so. Yeah, one of the requests we get on our Kani, you'll see this, and also this is options to show like larger previews of the images, like fonts and stuff. So we are bringing that in. Now when you click on a video like so, it will open up in this big.
The term branding.
Same thing for images. Now when you click them, they show up in that large preview there. The request we usually get a lot is just more ways to present your collections. So you notice in this case, this is a grid, but if I have something like maybe logos here, again, you see they're basically looking a little bit similar. Now, of course, we already have a bento, an option here. So if I go to bento, then yeah, I can come in and customize this and change their sizes, to organize them better. But yeah, we're adding another option, standard regular, and go back to grid. Now for grids, whether it's 2 columns or 3 columns, you can now customize how the grid items themselves look. If you come to clicking there, you see now when you're in either 2 or 3 column grids, go back to 3, you see this cut style here. So the flat option, where the actions get overlaid and the title and subtitle are down here. Same thing for the classic option. Similar layout, but now we get the classic card look where the title and subtitle are wrapped inside that card with a shadow there. So of course now you look, this is a grid and this is a grid, but they look different there. Yeah, same thing for here. If I come here and say let's do this 2 column layout and apply flat, so there you go. So you see now you have 3 different like grid layouts. Another request that we get a lot around colors is support for better support for CMYK. Come in here and edit this to make it like green like so, and so you could have your colors like so. One request, like I said, we get is better support for CMYK. So right now, if you go to CMYK and you try and change these values, like say 25, then that changes with your color preview. But sometimes you actually just want maybe to nudge it a little bit. Maybe it's 2%, and you just want to change the text there. So you can come in here in case you're in CMYK mode, lock that, and say this is a 2% thing there, so that doesn't affect your color. You can still change the preview from there, and like we give you an option also with this little thing here to sample colors on your page, but yeah, the value doesn't affect the preview. And then once you are, if you want to go back to the other mode, then you go back to unlocking that, and if you come in, and in that case now that will go back to updating your preview as well. So that is changes to CMYK. The other thing we're adding here is Pantone. So if you click enable Pantone there, you can come in here and add your Pantone color name here. So maybe this is Pantone. Oh, let's see. So that way your users can still see the color name if they need to see that. But again, for Pantone colors, the labels won't affect the preview. So you need to come here and click the preview and customize that yourself. For instance, that is usually closer to a red, I think. That is the CMYK improvements in Pantone. Yeah, the improvement making to colors is we're adding support for radio gradients. So if I come here and say gradients, and I click that, now when I click my color, I get the default version, but I can also say make this a radio gradient and do that. And now you have your radio gradient like so there. Radio gradients, and of course you can change the position. This is center. You can move the color, the angle to the right there or to the bottom, so you get radio gradients like so. Another request we get a lot is asset and block statuses, as well as task management. So now if you come to your assets, you can see under settings here, you can set status for your assets, something like it's in progress or approved, and you can also assign this to users like so. And if you're on a plan that supports it, you'll see tasks as an option here, and you go there, you'll see your assets in this Kanban view with different modes, and you can of course drag them around to the different statuses and reorder them like so. You can come in here and filter by tags or other filters that you have in the search page, or you can just search logo and you can see that in there. Another change we're making is an improvement on our Brandy Consciousness AI here. So now I should be able to give you a much better answer. So for instance, in this case, I could have something like give me a breakdown of my collections. This it would have struggled with before, but now it should give you like a more clear answer. So you'll see there, it gives me a breakdown, number of assets in each, and of course these are now linkable. I can just click to go to my design assets and stuff like that. I could also give it something more generic like rate my brand, and yeah, you see it gives me here some suggestible improvements and stuff like that. So it's a little bit more useful than it was before. So if you're a power user, you probably are used to doing Command K there and looking for a command or like searching like share or settings theme if you're on a pro plan. So yeah, now you get shortcuts for this. So for instance, you'll see this is Shift Option T to cycle through the theme. So if I press Shift Option T, I can cycle through my theme there between light and dark mode or system mode. Same thing for view mode. If I go to again Command K, say view mode, you see now that is Shift Option V. So if I do Shift Option V, you see I get switched from into view mode. Now I'm back into edit mode by pressing that command. So go in there, search for stuff. So for instance, like billing, or Shift Option B, brand settings, or customize brand, or collection. You see there is Command Shift S to customize the collection, or Shift Option S to customize the brand. So learn by just searching for your command and looking for its shortcut. Then when you hover or when it's selected, you see the shortcut keys there. Speaking of brand settings, you'll notice now you are able to add a custom color for your brand. So before you were only able to add these few colors here, but now you can come in here and add a custom color, like pick something maybe that blue there or something, or that orange, anything you like. Yeah, so pick a custom color there, and then now this will be used if you have something like a custom branded login photo down here. If I come here and enable that, customize it, I'm able to use my theme color in this button. So I can come here to submit button to change. You see now the theme color that you selected there, like so, and yeah, that will apply to your buttons there on the login page. Of course, you can come in here and enable media. Yeah, so that is the customizable theme colors. Another improvement we've made here is we've added better support for like larger files. So if I come in here and grab like large files, you'll see these 158 MBs and drop them in here. You'll see now they should be uploading more reliably, and you also see progress bars as they're uploading. If you're on a plan that had cover pages, you're probably familiar with the simple setup that we had here, where we could add like a bento section or like a simple column section like so, or like a card section. So you were sort of limited in what you could do early on with the sections. So we're introducing some more controls. So the first thing is section templates. So you see under section templates, you see all of the sections that you had before, but we give you a few presets here that you can see how a section looks before you add it. Like here, so you could say maybe I want this style here and that section, and now it's a little bit more predictable what you're going to be getting once you're adding there. So that's templates. The other thing that we're adding here is a few controls around bento. So see, now we have a bunch more layouts that you can play around here for bento. This is one of my favorites. Another one is this. So as you're controlling bento there, you have a little bit more, a few more options. The other thing you've been able to do so far is come and edit the media here, and also add links to your cards. Now we're also allowing you to add files. So if I come in here and I say grab a file, the other thing that you're getting here now, if that we have files, can clear the link there, back to file, is by default this will just download the file. So if I come here and save and I click that, this will download the file. And if it's a video like the one that I added there, I can come back here and say this is a video. I'm gonna say save. When I click to play, it will play the video like so. So that is some of the changes around the cards as well. The other things that we're adding to cover pages, you probably saw them on the templates there, as well as here. So we have now text sections that you can come in and customize to bit more control with the text there, with the WYSIWYG editors. The other thing we're adding to the cover pages is headers. So you can grab headers from one of these 3 header templates here, so like that, and then I can follow that up with something like one of my bento layouts. Just get to it from there, click bento. So I can come here, section, remove the heading, save. So they pair nicely like that if you want to have a nice cool looking headers.